slips away, days burn, disintegrate, years roll along and fade. Don't let them slip away. Right here, right now, today. These are the good old days. Right here, right now, today. Hey, these are the good old days.
Gentlemen, StreamYard has changed since last I have used it. My intro is usually much smoother than that, and that came across like a student
Who
film.
told you?
I don't know. But we are here on the spookiest night of the year, and I'm talking about Australian tax season. That's a joke that you guys will get. But we're here with some of the usual suspects. We got Gazz and Zaz and Nate. But joining us for the first time ever, but not the last time ever, we've got my good friend Scott Crone coming in hot. And Scott, how you doing tonight?
Never better.
Right. So Scott is a local friend. He's maybe a 15-minute drive from where I am right now, and we're just hanging out this way. And we got to know each other a few years ago because we worked in the same town, and quickly realized that he was like one of us. You know when you meet someone who's like one of us? Yeah, Scott is quickly flexed his nerd cred and became a dear friend. And I said, well, we're going to talk about Ghostbusters. And Scott and I have a similar habit, if you will, or tick, or when we're watching anything and we see a Canadian actor, we have to stop and let everybody know that that is in fact a Canadian actor. You guys have all been in the room with me when I've done it. And Scott does it as well because we're proud Canadians and we like stuff. So I said we're talking about Ghostbusters, and there's so much Canadian DNA here. We had to have him on with us. So Scott, we're happy you're joining us here on this.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. I'm honored.
I'm just having a look at the chat. It looks like we might be having some technical difficulties.
Where is everyone?
Gazz will do it the shoot the shit way and check on his phone.
Yeah.
Fashionably late.
Now, while he's checking the technology part of things, I just want to say it is technically the 1st of November here. We've missed Halloween. But for you guys over in Canada and over in the United States, happy Halloween and happy birthday to Brian Doyle Murray. It's his birthday today. I thought that was... And he's in the movie.
Mm-hmm. He's in Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah, but they're all one big movie, right?
So
you're telling me he's not in the first one? I'm sure he's in the first one too, right? Come on, there's no way he's not in the first one. I'll look it up. He's in. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. He's also in Groundhog Day.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I think he's only in the first one the second one.
The second one.
He's the doctor that the spoilers when they get institutionalized.
Spoilers from a movie that came out in 1989.
Yeah. You never know.
He was also in Caddyshack.
It is all one movie if you fast enough.
He's the head of the caddies, isn't he?
That's right.
Yeah. So going on that note of like they're all one movie, looking back now with, the
Melissa McCarthy and Kate McKinnon and
right, yeah. Beyond that, Scott, we're not going to.
Okay, sorry.
No. So tonight we're going to keep our conversation strictly to Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters, and Ghostbusters 2. The Ghostbusters
I've already
franchise
failed you with bringing up
the 80s.
Caddyshack.
No, we're talking about the Ghostbusters franchise. But people like to rip on Ghostbusters 2. Like it is a popular internet thing now to say how terrible Ghostbusters 2 is. I don't think it's terrible at all. I quite like Ghostbusters 2.
Anyone that rips on it doesn't know what a good movie is.
Yeah,
see,
I agree.
100%
agree.
No, it is a good movie. Now, there's obviously there is a transition that was obviously happening at the time. They did it with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so to bring another franchise, where Turtles 2 was definitely tailored more towards the kids to give it a broader audience, and also the complaints, right? So obviously Ghostbusters did the same thing. Ghostbusters spawned a cartoon that did very well, And so they were like, we're gonna shave off the mustache off Winston. We're gonna throw him in Ghostbusters 2, looking like the cartoon did, and give it a little bit more of a cartoonish feel to it. And it does have that. However, people say, oh, they took out all the smoking from Ghostbusters 2, and it was everywhere in Ghostbusters 1. I don't really care either way. I'm not cool enough to smoke. Kids don't do it.
Yeah.
It's a nasty habit. However, Ray does have a fat cigar while he's blowing slime all over the Statue of Liberty, and that is not a term of phrase. That is just what happened in the movie.
May I just say,
right.
I didn't tune in to watch him smoke. I tuned in for
Exactly.
ectoplasm.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what I.
I watched it yesterday, the first Ghostbusters again, and I was taking. It's funny you mentioned the smoking because that was the thing that jumped out at me. It was like, oh my god, there's a lot of smoking in this movie that I didn't realize from the first. And it's, of course, you see everyone smoking indoors, which is now forbidden.
Right.
But that
Right.
like, wow, this has aged differently for me.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's only
Smoking indoors. I don't know if it was the same in Australia or in Massachusetts, but in Canada here, we went through a weird phase where in the 80s it was like you could smoke in a restaurant and there was a smoking section and a non-smoking section, but it's in the same room, so it's just a little more wafting over. But for a
But
while
then they walled it off. They put like a glass.
they put like a glass terrarium.
You were like in a smoke aquarium.
I remember a restaurant in like the early 90s. We used to go to this place called Bigford's. It's like a breakfast place, like the Pancake House, International House of Pancakes. For those of you who don't live around here,
Yeah.
Or kind of like a Bob Evans, I would suppose. And they had a smoking section and non-smoking section. The only thing that it was a glass partition that stopped it, but the thing was, it was just by like the first booth, and then there'd be an open spot, and then there was like another booth that had glass. So even though he smoked, it still comes through. And when the waitress walked through, it just followed her in, so it doesn't matter.
But the ones, especially I remember the ones in Morton's, it was like this little like science observation deck where you just watch people smoke, and it was like looking back in time.
You said, while they're eating their eggs. Yeah. I remember taking family trips to like Germany and sitting on a plane. You got the smoking section and non-smoking section, and all it was is was a curtain. That was it.
Yeah.
And it was still just come through because everybody was chain smoking in there.
You're just protected by a thin veil of gabardine.
Yeah.
I have a very strong image in my head of the local pub where I grew up. When Dad would be there, and you'd peer in the window, and in the main bar, that was where you're allowed to smoke. And it's full of old farmers and shearers and those sort of those people, and you'd be looking in, and you're like, Dad, can we get a Coke and some chips? And there's just like this heavy like layer of smoke just along the low roof.
My stepfather was
some would waft out. You get your chips and your Coke, and
my stepfather was like a chain smoker, and I vividly remember him like watching baseball games at night, and just the lights are off in the living room. All you got is this like little like a 20-inch screen, like the like the old tube TVs, and the ambient light coming from that, and then just smoke. Just smoke. It looked like you were looking outside like the moon. It's like clouds. It was insane.
That's why like pre-90s horror movies are all better. It's because everywhere was just thick with cigarette smoke.
Sound guys are just sitting with cigarettes.
So much more atmosphere.
Now they got to use dry ice.
So it's funny too, thinking about like this movie came out in 84. So it was like after Jaws, after Star Wars, but before Batman. So like summer blockbusters were a thing, but I don't know if that was the goal of making Ghost. I don't think they tried to make like a summer blockbuster or like a big franchise. And they just wanted to make this like comedy movie. And as a kid, so we're some of us, we have an age span here where Nate is the baby of the group, and maybe Scott's the senior of the group, but we kind of all blend together. I did not, the first time I saw this movie, did not think of it as a comedy movie because I saw the cartoon first, right? So you watch a Saturday morning Ghostbusters cartoon, and you're like, this is the coolest thing ever. And they have like Slimer there for the like comedic sidekick. But then you hear that there's actually a live action movie that exists, and you watch it, and like I remember watching it with such gravitas, like this is the cartoon come to life. It wasn't until I was in my teenage years when I was like, oh, this is actually the funniest movie I've ever seen in my, like, I didn't register it as a comedy when I first saw it. Did you guys see the cartoon or the movie first?
Movie for me. My dad and probably my mum, to be fair, because mum just loved movies in general, right? But dad had specific actors that he kind of liked. He was really into like John Cleese. He loved John Cleese stuff. But he was a fan of Bill Murray. So I think that's what got that video into the house was Bill Murray was on the headline of it. So we watched it. I got as far as the librarian ghost before I was like, nope, I'm out. Catch you later. And then I watched it in the safety of daytime the next day because we were watching it at night. And I'm like, I can't do this. I gotta go to bed. And I still think that is the if you just watch right up until the end of the ghost librarian scene, that is a masterclass in comedy horror. I love that scene so much, and I don't know. Maybe it is because it impacted me so much as a kid that I do have such a visceral reaction to it now. But I still do think that it is just it has the intensity and the comedy equally. And I just I think that's a fantastic scene. And then we found the cartoon after, and it couldn't have been too much after. And then I had to get the toys, and I had to get all. But I watch Ghostbusters at least once a year. Ghostbusters 1 and 2, because you can't just do the one of them. And it's maybe I'm trying to remember how many Saturday Night Live movies were coming out at that time. But I know a lot of people were coming out of Saturday Night Live.
So the first SNL movie was Blues Brothers, right? That was like the first one that was based on an SNL skit.
Yeah,
Right.
1980.
Yeah. So I think this must have been like maybe the second. Well, Stripes was out, so Stripes kind of had some SNL types in it.
In Second City. John Candy. How great is John Candy? Scott, you know how good he is. But the I'm
John
trying to think
Candy,
if-
by the way, folks, John Candy lived in our town of East Gwillimbury. So if you watch the documentary that's out on Prime Video now,
so good.
he makes reference to Queensville, East Gwillimbury. So he's a local lad that's done well. But you know,
We
for
love him down under.
me, this movie, I was in grade 10 when it came out.
Oh.
And I had my license, so I actually drove to the theater and watched this in the theater. But my buddies and I, you know, we knew like it had Bill Murray, but not just Bill Murray. It had Dan Aykroyd, who was a Second City alumni. There was Harold Ramis, who was on the original SCTV show that John Candy was on, and Rick Moranis was on it too. So we knew like this had like comedy royalty in it for us.
Right.
And so we went into it knowing that it was going to be a comedy that just happened to be also a movie about ghosts and
Right.
horror elements. So for us, it was like when you talk about the DNA that's in this. Harold Ramis was on the original first season of SCTV in 1976, and he had come up from Chicago to help write with the team there, like Joe Flaherty and Rick Moranis, Dave Thomas, John Candy, Catherine O'Hara, Andrea Martin, and Eugene Levy. It was just
just when you look at that SCTV cast, it's just like banger after banger, right?
Murderers Row. It was just phenomenal.
Yeah, we didn't know how good we had it when we were watching those guys doing their stuff.
Oh, it was our version of Monty Python. Nothing, not taking anything away from Monty Python. That is, in a league of its own. But I think each country kind of developed their own team that really showcased what that country could do.
Yeah, and I think too, this movie was such such a moment where, like, again, comedy writing, so like they wrote a great script, but then Bill Murray just came and did his own thing, right? And took it to the next. Like he's just mucking about. He's just like making stuff up, and so he's at the top of his game, and like the special effects that they had to do, like to take in like Ghostbusters. We said we're going to talk about them, but like the 2016 one and the two that followed, those ghost effects look too smooth to me. Like they just look. There's something about the jankiness of like take that librarian ghost. That was like a practical puppet they made to have her face explode like that, and then the way they had to superimpose it and fit it in, it almost by accident looked better than we could try to make it look now.
It was like old Hollywood movie making.
Yeah,
good practical effects don't age. That's the thing.
Yeah, and I think.
Well said.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying. Well, to Nate, that was well said. It doesn't age.
No, and it almost becomes its own thing. So, like, I think back to one of my favorite movies, Planet of the Apes. The original ones, the way they talked was just a manner of because of the makeup they had on, but it became the way apes sounded in those movies, right? Just like by accidents of like the practicality of the deal with, that's what those apes sound like. So I think these ghosts look this certain way because that's the material that they had to work with. It was like this happy accident that came across the screen. But again, it was just incredible. And it was also like, this was a comedy for this, like you being in grade 10, Scott, I think you were the prime demographic. This was a comedy for like teenage guys like mucking about, unknowing they were going to create a kids phenomenon that every kid on the living room floor for the next 10 years was going to be all about Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
So.
But back to what you were talking about though with Bill Murray, like it was well scripted, well written. Aykroyd and Harold Ramis did a great job of writing it. But Bill Murray comes in and he's just he's like lightning in a bottle, and he does his own thing. And I was reading the other day, Annie Potts blew up at him like on the first day of shooting because she had filmed all her her close-ups and whatnot, and then he comes in and he completely ad-libs and goes off script, and she flips out on him because he's gone off script, and she makes Bill Murray go back and do it as the script, and then he does his own thing. But when you look at, there was the scene I love is, and that does nothing to push the story forward, but they're just going into the hotel, the first real job they get, and they've got their nuclear accelerators on their packs on their back, and they're standing by the elevator, and this guy with a cigar in his mouth, he's going, "What are you, some sort of cosmonauts?" The guy goes, "We're exterminators. Somebody saw a cockroach up on the 12th floor." And he goes, "That's some roach." He goes, "Bite your head off." And it's just a showcase for Bill Murray to show his comedic chops. And you can't help but love the guy when he's doing that. It's a scene that does, like I said, nothing to push the story forward, but it's just comedy gold.
Yeah, I always like the story of real life Bill Murray just rocking up to a random person at a restaurant or something, taking one of their chips, and just like, "No one's ever going to believe you."
There's so many moments like that, Scott, where you're talking about the elevator, where it's just like doesn't do anything to push the story forward, but it's just like these character moments. And so my favorite moment like that is they're coming to the end. Gozer's at the top doing their thing, and the ground opens up and they fall down, they pull themselves up, and the crowd's cheering, and they're like, "Yeah, we're the Ghostbusters, they're great." Then they go inside and they're like, "Oh, that's a lot of stairs." It's just
such a celebration, and then cuts to slumbering up. I would feel the same way though, having to take those backpacks up so many flights of stairs.
And then they're at the top, and they're like, "Where do those stairs go?"
Yeah, they go up.
They go up.
Yeah, it's so in 2011, I was volunteering at a fan expo in Toronto, and I was lucky enough to have a lunch with Ernie Hudson.
Oh, nice. Wow!
Yeah. And so he's like the nicest celebrity I've ever met. Like that guy is, he just, like, he didn't know me. I was just a guy volunteering at the table across from his. And then we all went to lunch at the same time. And I sat beside him. We started talking about Ghostbusters. And he just like was happy to talk to me about Ghostbusters as opposed to being like, oh, I just want to have my lunch. And would you shut up, kid? He's just like, yeah, talking about it great. And, the joke that he said in the movie was, this isn't worth $11.5 a year.
Yeah.
It's because that's what he got paid to be in the movie was $11.5.
Oh, right.
For really, I love that.
Yeah, because his part was originally going to be Eddie Murphy.
That's right.
And he showed up with after reading the script, and then they got there, and Bill Murray took all his lines. So
typical Bill Murray.
Yeah, he was saying that like the first movie was just intimidating almost to watch these guys just go. Right. And Ernie Hudson's a great actor. Like you look at his stuff, he's never been the main star of anything, but everything he's in, he kills it. Like he's dynamite.
Yeah.
But for him to say like, yeah, you sit there and you see Aykroyd and Bill Murray and Ramis just going to town. Right. And again, Rick Moranis and Annie Potts and all of them. But he also said that like Aykroyd took it very seriously because this is all based on like his great grandfather's book. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so his great grandfather was like a mystic, and he was like into the paranormal, and he wrote this book about them. So like it was passed down like the paranormal lore in his family. So that's what originally made him write this script. And he said he described himself as a kitchen sink script writer. He said, just throw everything in and then let the editors figure out what's going to stay. So in the original script, they were like going from planet to planet, international ghosts, and different planets to be haunted, and it was this big. And there was all kinds of.
It's supposed to be set in the future.
Yeah, and so it was Ramis, or not Ramis. It was Reitman who was like, "Whoa, let's pull this thing back and make it, just kind of on Earth." And I just love how grubby they are.
But I think Reitman got Ramis to help.
Yeah.
Anchor Aykroyd a bit because he was. The original script would have cost like $1 billion to produce.
And Ramis had just come off of Stripes with Bill Murray, so he was a writer on Stripes and also could kind of wrangle Murray a little bit. And then so he came on to write Ghostbusters. He's like, "Can I just be in this? This seems great. I want to be in this." So
I think even the stuff you catch in the background is also it's fascinating to check it. Like the lady who has the cleaning cart. When they blow through it and it's on fire, you can see in the background with a little hose, the spray bottle, just spraying water on the fire to put the fire out. Just like little touches like that. It's just like that's perfect. That's such great comedy. And the Egon, where he goes up, he's trying to look for where that Slimer ghost is. What do they call it in the movie? The green spud or whatever.
Free floating torso apparition or something like that, right?
Right. So he comes up against this real fella, and he's like, it gives him a little push, and then moves along.
That's the dream.
Ugly
to do that to someone in real life.
Yeah.
No, everything Egon does is brilliant. Like he is in his own. It's almost like he's in his own movie and in his own conversations.
Yeah.
Right. Like even when Murray's like, "This reminded me of that time that you wanted to drill a hole in your head," and he just without breaking a beat, that would have worked if you wouldn't have stopped me.
Yeah.
Which I'm told that line was ad-libbed.
Yeah. So I would say like 50% of everything Murray says is ad-libbed.
Yeah.
Right. But I would say the best ad-libbing improv in the movie was Rick Moranis. When he had the guests come in, he's like, "Yeah, these guys are 12 months into their mortgage and they're doing pretty good." And he's just like rattling on about their financials.
Yeah, they're in receivership and, they're the most, intimate, details about their lives. And he's just sharing it, willy-nilly.
I like that he plays his exercise tape on 2 times speed so he gets twice the workout. Just stuff like that. So good.
Yeah, no, but that was supposed to be John Candy.
That's right.
Yeah, if you look at the story,
He was supposed to be a German fellow.
Yeah.
Right.
And so
How the legend goes.
If it was John Candy, I would have seen this movie sooner because my parents were big John Candy people. So that was like a gateway in. So I think because he wasn't in the movie, I saw the cartoon first. That was
He did make it to the song though.
That's right.
John Candy's in the song. Yeah, he's like
The Ray Parker Ghostbusters song.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He is.
the video when they did the video.
He's in the
Okay.
video.
I wasn't aware of that, but I did know that Reitman cut the movie using "I Want a New Drug" by Huey Lewis and the News,
Right.
and then he was like, "Can you rewrite the lyrics to this song?" And he was like, "No, I just did Back to the Future. I don't want to be a soundtrack guy." So then they got Ray Parker Jr. just to do it, and so then Huey Lewis is like, "Yeah, so I sued them and I won, but they wanted to buy my song. I said no, and they just bought it a different way."
Yeah.
No. So the first
So
one.
here's another person that was urban legend supposed to be cast but never was. So you had Eddie Murphy, you had John Candy, and the third one was Pee Wee Herman was supposed to be Gozer.
Really? That's
Really?
hilarious. That
Well,
would
I
have
mean, you
worked
think
though.
Gozer
That would
has
have
the very
worked.
sharp, angular lines
Right.
that Pee Wee, like you
I
could
think that could have worked.
cut cheese on Gozer's face. And
Yeah.
but can you imagine Pee Wee Herman bringing your
He could have
death?
done it. I think he
Yeah,
could have done it.
Sometimes when you look at the career of Pee Wee Herman, he was in stuff he shouldn't have been in, but he just somehow like made us like he was the Penguin's dad in Batman Returns.
That's right.
Oh, I
Right, like,
forgot about that. What was
Yeah.
that other superhero one with Ben Stiller
Blow.
that he was
He was in Blow. He was in
Blow. But
the
Mystery Men.
Men.
About,
Mystery Man? That's
Lean.
what I mean.
Yeah.
yeah, that's it's outrageous. But yeah, so this movie comes out, and then the second one comes out, and I'm with you, Zazel. I can't watch one. I need to watch both of them together because they just seem to me, in my memory, they're just one movie.
Right.
But it comes out the summer of '89, the same summer as Batman. Like, what a summer to be a kid, right? Ghostbusters 2 and Batman come out at the same time. I was 8 years old. I was in my glory. I was like, there's never going to be a better summer than this.
And then we're getting told a Ninja Turtles movie was coming out the year later.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, so pumped. So
I was
jazzed.
21, and that was the greatest summer of my life too. I lived for Batman. That was
Yeah. But what are your guys' thoughts on Vigo, the Carpathian?
Viggy.
That guy's a big bad.
I like him better than the Scoleri brothers.
The
I
Scoleri brothers.
like practical effects too, but those are just too goofy for me.
I love the Scoleri Brothers scene.
I think Vigo is just a good follow up for Gozer.
Yeah.
Man, the Carpathian. I think he's great.
Yeah.
I love that he's in the painting. I love that bit. That whole bit in the restoration room was when they walked in to take pictures and stuff. It was classic.
Yeah.
That's true.
I also love the first scene when what's the curator's name?
Yonish.
Yonish.
yes.
He is doing a master class of just like ad-libbing as he's walking up to Dana Barrett. When he's just walking by, he's like, everything you're doing is bad. Like he's just like doing all these little like quips and insults to people as he's walking by. It's just a master class. He's just on top of his game. And I think
I don't
that
know
he's
if
going
this is true, but apparently, tell me if I'm wrong, but apparently he modeled that accent out of what he thought a Carpathian would sound like.
Yeah.
Right, so he was like a descendant of those people.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he was like from the Upper West Side, wasn't he? Or something like that. Like he asked him where he's from. He's like, yeah, I'm from New Jersey.
Oh, too good. But then Max von Sydow redubbed the voice for Vigo. So and the actor who played him had no idea. So he went and saw it in the theater. He's like, "That's not
I had
me."
no idea.
It's another Darth Vader
Are
situation.
you telling me that Ming the Merciless was Vigo?
That's exactly what I'm telling
That
you.
makes it even better.
Way better. But who wins out of Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and the slime blown Statue of Liberty?
Ooh. Well, say what you will, but the
Well,
soundtrack
hold
when
on,
the Statue of Liberty is going is incredible.
Hold on. Hey, he's a sailor. She's a harbor chick.
Hey!
That's
Oh!
rated M.
Yes!
Got them together.
Yes, that's
Fine
nailed
girl.
it, buddy.
Nice, Gazz.
Well done. Good pull.
Yeah,
You.
excellent.
You old matchmaker.
Yeah, that's lift and love higher.
Yeah. Now you might not like the Scoleri brothers, but the courtroom scene maybe has some of Rick Moranis' best stuff. When it's like,
you
I'm
don't
like,
want us
why you guys
exposing
hire me?
ourselves.
I went to night school. It's okay. We get arrested at night.
Egon in that scene was great. Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there was even a line that Rick Moranis says when they're like, no, it's Bill Murray's like, do we have any more questions? No, we've helped them enough. Like, just like this, like shower. And he's like, do you have anything to say? Well, I turned into a dog and these guys helped me out. It was good. Like, he just.
When he was on the stand, when Bateman was on the stand and he was talking to Bateman and Bateman's telling him what to say.
Yeah.
It's like
Feeding him the line.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I
great.
also love that the EPA guy, what's his name?
William
First
Atherton.
one,
Yeah. He wouldn't come back for the second movie because
Walter Peck.
Yeah.
Because for like a year and a half, people just walk by him calling him dickless everywhere he went.
Yeah, he got harassed everywhere.
But he was the dickhead reporter from Die Hard.
That's right.
Yeah.
Not just Die Hard 1, but Die Hard 2 as well.
Yeah.
So I mean like what's worse?
I don't know, man. People stop you on the street and just like hate you for being in a movie. Right?
Yes,
But
it's true.
I get that now, and I haven't got a movie.
No, it just again, everybody was bringing their A game in that second movie, and I think from Bill Murray's quote, he was saying like the script wasn't as good, so we had to kind of like, make the best of what we had. So I think a lot of there was a lot more ad-libbing and kind of writing on the fly. But when they're in the road jackhammering that hole, and the cop's like, what are you guys doing here? What am I doing here? I'm over here. And he's like turning into like the Bronx.
I got 50,000 customers out.
Yeah.
What
Like
am I doing here? Yo, there are 2 lines over there. I get a gas break.
Yeah, he just keeps going.
I had a coloring in book to do with Ghostbusters 2, and that scene is drawn very differently. When he goes down into the slime river, in the coloring in book, there's a skeletal hand that comes up and tries to grab Ray.
It's
That's pretty dark for a coloring book.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I cut close that, throw it out.
Yeah.
That scene when Winston, Ray, and Egon are walking down the old tracks, and they're like, "Oh, don't worry about this. No train coming through here." And all of a sudden, you hear Winston.
Yeah.
He just freezes out. Oh shit, that was great. That was a good scene too.
Yeah.
For me, both movies just meshed together into one. I can't watch the first one without watching the second one. Right.
Yeah.
So like it's all just meshed in together. It's just like one big movie.
It is weird that they put a Ghostbusters symbol on their uniform and on their car with the
that has 2
sign
yeah.
on it.
I just
Even
should
as
have
a
said
kid, I was like,
That's
It
just
is what it
branding.
they're just going peace. That's it.
yeah, just want
We're back.
Ghostbusters piece.
Yeah.
No.
That was
But-
it. Like Ghostbusters 1 was a myth for me. Like I heard about it. Like I'd hear my friends talking about it, but I never saw it. I saw it on cable when it came on. I was blown away. Then I saw the cartoon, and then when the second one came out, I went to the movies to see that. I had to, and I loved it. I loved it then. I still love it now. And again,
Yeah.
I can't watch it without the other. They're just
So
together.
I started like I was first it was cartoon and then the action figures. And then in the playground, it was like you heard there was a live action movie. And again, there was no internet back then. It was just like word of mouth. And like if you're lucky enough to be, and it was in a small town, right? If to try and find a copy on VHS was near impossible.
Well, it's like I said, it's like a myth. It was like a myth.
Yeah, it was like
you heard about this movie, and I don't think the cartoon was out at that time when they were talking about it, when the movie had come out.
Mm-hmm.
And the cartoon was like a couple years later, right?
Yeah, cartoon was 86.
Yeah. So when it came on HBO, we had HBO, so it was like one of the primetime movies, and my stepfather was watching it, so I watched it with him, and I was completely blown away. It was like everything that I heard, but better.
Yeah. So yeah. I was in the playground. They're like, "Oh, it's going to be on this Sunday afternoon," on like the afternoon movie. And we looked in the TV guide, and it said like Sunday at 3, Ghostbusters, and I was so excited. And I watched an hour of Somewhere in Time with Christopher Reeve before I was like, "This can't be Ghostbusters." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I missed the beginning credits. I was just waiting for the Ghostbusters to happen.
Like Ghostbusters. Who is this guy?
Yeah, and I was like, "Don't worry, it'll happen. It'll happen."
This guy looks like Superman.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Take Clark Kent off the screen.
When is he going to turn into Superman?
They had just changed the programming without telling us, and then I was like, I was sure. I'm like, no, just wait. It's gonna. There's a ghost is coming.
That's because bad TV guide has caused more childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna. Yeah. Imagine we want reparation. Like, listen, I have had trauma since then. I can't watch Somewhere in Time anymore. You've ruined the movie for me. And
it's like not paid. Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just not. There's only 2 movies in my world now: Ghostbusters and not Ghostbusters.
It's amazing how quickly near the end of Ghostbusters, how quickly in universe they got merch out for Ghostbusters. Like they're peddling Ghostbusters shirts on the
T-shirts. Yeah.
We'll buy a mug, and we got balloons for the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty cheeky. But again, I think that was like the SNL mucking about style, right? Like I think those ideas came from those guys just kind of riffing, like what would be funny to do in universe, right? And yeah, even just the juxtaposition of having Winston there as like the everyman. Like he's not a scientist, he's not goofy like these guys. He's just like trying to work. He just wants to get a paycheck.
I don't think the Twinkie line works without Winston being the straight guy.
Right.
Right, as explain it, and then Bateman comes down and will tell him about the Twinkie. What about the Twinkie?
That's my snack for tonight.
There you go.
So that's what I like about including Winston, because truthfully, Peter Venkman could have just been the everyman, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't quite invested as everyone else was in all of the sciencey stuff. He just sort of faked his way through. So he could have just been that person that you put through and explain all of the stuff and how it's working. So having Winston on there though does elevate. I think it elevates Peter Venkman's role as one of the Ghostbusters, because and truth be told, he doesn't care about it that much anyway to even want an explanation. Right? He'd rather be doing anything else and still getting paid for it.
Well, I mean, there's a scene where he and Ray are driving over the bridge after a job, and he brings up like, what is it, Revelations?
Revelations.
Yeah. You ever think that maybe like the Dead Rising?
Really love
stuff?
Jesus' style.
Yeah.
No, you're totally right.
Cigarettes.
Winston is the proxy for the audience.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy just to think back when you watch it as a kid, like who your favorites were and whatnot. And again, I was always an Egon guy. I just thought he was crazy. But watching it now, I'm like, yeah, like Winston's my gateway into this world, right? Like he's there for us, baby. But I think. Go ahead.
I was going to say what I like about Ghostbusters 2 is that it's a sequel. It's a true sequel, but it doesn't, as much as it sort of dumbs it down a little bit for child audiences, it doesn't try to inject children into the Ghostbusters. Which we know later on in the movies that's exactly what they did, which to me makes no sense. I as a kid never wanted to see kid Ghostbusters. I wanted, when I was pretending to be a Ghostbuster, I pretended I was one of the guys.
Yeah.
Not some kid
Sarah-
running around trying to
I don't,
keep
I don't,
up.
I don't, I don't think it's Ghostbusters 2 as a kids movie. I mean, like
No,
most
I
kids
don't think
movies,
it isn't necessarily either, but
most
it's
kids movies, you
definitely
like
Family
the
friendly.
like the newer ones, the two new ones. Those I
yeah.
consider like a kid oriented movie because your main characters are kids, right? And then you bring the old. This had a child in it, but he was going to be Vigo, the vessel for Vigo, right? So
Right.
that's kind of scary for a kid. And I mean, like, I just I like the way that it ends. The first one ends in there like at a high. They're like the talk of the town. They just saved the city, right?
Yeah.
And you're thinking after that, oh, these guys are like flying high. The Ghostbusters the cartoon comes out, and yeah, it continues that story, and they're still flying high. They're still doing their job. They're busting ghosts and all that stuff. The second movie comes out, and you find out, oh no, the city sued their ass for damages. the Ecto 1 is like puffing around with black smoke coming out of its ass.
Yeah.
And they're going to parties, and kids rather have He-Man there than the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Right?
And we all know in '89 He-Man was done.
And the only guys still working at the Ghostbusters station is Winston and Ray.
Yeah.
Egon is working at a university, and Peter's like off doing TV.
Yeah, his psychic show.
His psychic show. The End of the World, February 14th.
That lady who's like, I heard on good authority from an alien that the world will end in February 14th, 2016. Where'd you see the alien? I met him at the bar at the Ramada Holiday Inn. He took me to his room. It may have been his room, or it may have been a room that looked like a room from Holiday Inn on his spaceship.
And then had the dad from I forget the actor's name. The guy who played the dad in Transformers.
Yeah,
he was the general in Godzilla, that Zilla movie that came out in the late '90s.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's like, and he wrote a book on the day that was going to end that year, right, at Christmas.
Yeah, New Year's Eve.
It was like, well, doesn't give you enough book sales time, does it?
Yeah, there's no soft cover by that time. I mean, there's no movie of the week deal. Give yourself a year.
And next week, Skin Cats.
Yeah, hairless pets.
Hairless pets, yeah. Great.
No, but again, I would watch Bill Murray just doing that show. Like if he came back, like in a Warren, like how Warren Beatty comes back every 5 years and does a Dick Tracy special late night on AMC just to keep the rights to Dick Tracy. If Bill Murray put out every 6 months an episode of that show as Peter Venkman, just like the world of the psychic, they would get the biggest ratings in the world. It'd be so funny.
That'd be great. It would be
I think you'd be up for it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would be great. You guys should just send him a message, be like, "Hey, you should do this."
So, in the 80s, there was an 800 number you could call and leave a message for Bill Murray, right?
Was it?
Yeah, because they tried to get a Ghostbusters 3 script greenlit, and there was a deal made where Reitman, Ramis, Aykroyd, and Murray all had to sign off on the script before it could get made.
I heard about that. Yeah,
and
they were going to do interdimensional, right?
Yeah, but Bill Murray would just never respond to them. So he had an 800 number you could call Bill Murray. It's like a real thing in the late 90s. And they would call it and just read him the script over the phone and leave messages for him in bits. But even in the first movie, he didn't sign a contract. He was just like, I want to make this movie called The Razor's Edge. If you guys finance it, I'll be in the Ghostbusters movie. And then they had a handshake deal, and they just didn't know if he was going to show up. He didn't come to any rehearsal. He just first day of filming, he waltzes on the set. And he's like, "Hey guys, we're making this movie now. What's going on?"
That was the same approach he took with another Ivan Reitman project called Meatballs.
Oh yes.
And they said when they were going to do the movie, they had no idea if he was showing up on the first day of shooting. And sure enough, he showed up. But they had no clue, no indication that he would be there in Northern Ontario, Canada, to film this cheap movie that Ivan Reitman cobbled together, and it became based on the budget, it became a wildly financially successful.
Yeah. So
again,
I've been
no clue that he would show up.
I've been speaking at summer camps for the last 18 years. The night before I go up every year, I watch Meatballs. That's like it's like to pump me up for summer camp. Because it's again just Bill Murray mucking about, right? It's a script happening, and Bill Murray's just doing his thing.
Yep. Was it Meatballs 2 that had the alien?
Yes.
All right.
Please, let's no more. Let's
don't sully the good name of Meatballs. Scott, have you been to that camp where they film Meatballs?
I have not. I had an aunt that actually was a camp counselor there.
So I've never been there. It's on my bucket list. I think we should go this summer. We should take a road trip up.
Done. I'm in.
How far away is it?
Oh, it's like 2.5 hours.
Hour and a half.
Yeah.
Something like that.
We'll go. We'll wear the Camp Manawiki t-shirt. We'll make them up.
Or Camp Rom.
I like it. I just love the beginning of that movie where he's up there and he goes over to the other camp buses where all the rich kids are getting onto the.
Yeah.
And he goes, he starts telling them, talking to the reporter about what they're doing. He goes, then we have a little something we call Sexual Awareness Week, where we bring in hookers from around the world. And just trashes the name of the camp and then leaves.
Yep. So these guys, hopefully, a bunch of them, hopefully all three of these guys will be up in Canada for RonCon, which is this June. So that's when we're going to do the road trip, and we'll all be doing it together.
Awesome.
It'll be a time.
Yeah, you got a Winnebago.
We can make that happen. There's no limit that can happen at RonCon.
We get like a green
an Anchorman Winnebago.
Can we get a green and tan one?
Yeah, with the deep fryer in the back,
style,
with armor that comes over the windows.
That's right.
For urban pacification.
Oh, I think we should actually just get the Bob and Doug McKenzie van that they made for their Fleshy-Headed Mutants movie that they made, which is fantastic. So, Nate, did you see the movie first or the cartoon? Because you're a bit younger.
Yeah, I have to. I can't remember exactly. I got an inkling it would have been the movie first, either on TV or just like a rented VHS. I know I played with some of the toys. My brothers had a few. I know we had Fright Features Egon, complete with broken tie.
Every tie is broken.
Played with that thing like all the time. So I reckon it would have been the movie. And it was around that time. I don't think I knew a single person who didn't know what the Ghostbusters were. So it was still popular in the mid 90s as well.
So here's the question. Here's the question for us. We're gonna get real nostalgic and show our age here. This movie came out in '84, so like 41 years ago. And we're still talking about it today, and we love it today. Do you think there's going to be a movie that like people talk about in 40 years from now that they love as much as we love this? Like, do you think movies have the staying power this has anymore?
Like that came out in the last few years?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. To us, I mean, everybody's a slave. I mean, if you go back 41 years, people were talking about movies that were 41 years before that.
True.
Yeah, my mum talked highly of John Wayne movies before we were talking highly of Bill Murray. But here's the thing: I think we had the perfect storm of action figures, cartoons, movies, all of those things that you don't see too much happening now in the same way that we have. Sorry, Nate, I cut you off. What were you saying, bud?
I was going to say it's probably more likely that they'll be very nostalgic over like memes and stuff and TikTok videos. Like, well, it already happens now. Like, I get on TikTok and you're watching reels of old vines and stuff, like from the 2010s, and and things like that. So like, oh yeah,
In 40 years,
I remember that.
in 40 years, Nate, kids will be saying to each other 6-7 and laughing
Yeah.
their asses off.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Well, that's
Sorry,
it's
I
like-
don't know what that
like doing
means.
this. It's like doing this to someone
don't
now.
worry about it. It's not for us. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not for us unless you're a youth pastor, and then you have to deal with it.
I mean, like, look at me, right? I got this film that I still talk about, and that's just slightly older than Ghostbusters. And I got this right here that I love and talk about all the time, and that's like way beyond my time.
I
Commando
can't
Cody.
see. I can't. What's over your shoulder?
It's Commando Cody,
Okay.
the old movie serials, and this is
Yeah.
Megaforce, and then James
Okay.
Bond. Right? We're still talking
Oh
about
well,
that guy.
you and I will
Yeah.
talk. We can talk forever about James Bond.
Yeah, and then I mean, right over my shoulder here is Buckaroo Banzai, and then right
Another
here,
great one.
right here is Mecha Godzilla. Right, so I mean, like, those are way beyond my time. So I still talk about them today. I'm sure there's going to be films that people are going to be talking about 40, 50 years from down the road.
So someone made a comment that we're talking about this 41 years later. We were back in 1984. People were talking about movies from 40. If you go back, 42 years previous, there was a little movie called Casablanca that people were all the rage about. So
True.
I think it is fair to say that there will probably, in 41 years from now, there will probably be something from this age that people still stands the test of time.
Spider-Man.
So there was a comment there that Bill Murray still doesn't have an agent; he just has an answering machine. And so I just did a quick Google about the 800 number, and so it still exists.
Call it.
So it's not.
If we can get him on the
public.
line.
It's just word of mouth. So like you just hear about it through the grapevine to call Bill Murray's, but he does have an email called billhimself@yahoo.com. So I'm going to be mailing him a lot.
Ask him if he wants to come to RonCon and if he wants to take a ride down to Joe Fest with us.
Okay.
Adam, it would just be like Bill Murray. If you were to send him an email with the link right now, it would be just like Bill Murray to show up to your live stream and go, hey, what is this?
Okay. Give me a
Send
second.
him the StreamYard link right now.
I think I just freeze. I would freeze. You guys think my internet froze because I'd be like,
no, it's not like it's Michael French.
It'd be like our first stream together, our first Gazz and Gazz together. You're like,
yeah. I went back and rewatched that recently, Gazz, and I'm gone for like a hot minute, and you're like, I'm out of here, and then the stream goes for another 30 minutes of just nothing, and then I show back up, going, oh, Gazz is gone. Oh, sorry.
public speaking. I don't do this unless there's people around me.
That was funny, though. That was funny.
1 second, guys. I'm just emailing Bill.
Yeah, email Bill Murray. Get him on the horn.
So it just popped in my grandmother had sent me an LP record of the soundtrack of Ghostbusters when I was a kid. I hadn't seen the movie yet, so I would play it, and I knew all the songs on it. And looking at the pictures in the back, so you imagine that's how it becomes like mythic in your head, and you hear about it. And I think I have it somewhere. I don't know where it is.
When you first heard I think it's called It's Magic, right?
Magic. Oh, that's great.
When I first, I don't know if this was the same for you. When I was listening to that soundtrack, I was like, I do not know what this song is. It starts off as like some sort of slow, it's just so weird.
Yeah.
I was like, I do not remember this song from the movie. And then it cuts into that breathe. I believe it's magic. And I was like, this song.
When all the ectoplasm when it busts out of the prison, what's it called? The
containment chamber.
Yes, thank you. When it goes out, it's great stuff. I like the Thompson Twin song as well. And then what is it? Bustin down to town or whatever? The like.
So on the original Ghostbusters soundtrack, it started with cleaning up the town.
Yes, that's
I Can Wait Forever, Magic, Hot Night, In the Name of Love, Saving the Day, which is a great one. Adam, thanks for putting that on your video today.
Oh
the Ghostbusters theme, Rhythm of the Night apparently is in there. This can't be right. Disco Inferno?
Yeah, that's in there too.
Yeah, it's in there.
Party Up in here.
Yep.
American Woman. Girls Talk Boys. Good Girls. I don't remember half of these. I think they're adding stuff in here that isn't part of it.
I'll find my LP. I know I have it somewhere. I'll find it and I'll take a picture of the playlist on the back.
So
Yeah,
Nate,
cheers, buddy.
you just had on screen the big old Slimer ghost there, the Kenner Slimer ghost. There he is. One of my favorite things,
That's him.
Get him, Ray.
Get him, Ray.
Because Mattel, when they released the Slime Pit for He-Man, copyrighted the term slime. Like Mattel owned the copyright on the word slime as far as toys go.
But
they couldn't sell that toy as Slimer. They had to sell him as the Green Ghost. And in the commercials for the toys, they couldn't say he slimed me, so they said he gooped me.
Yeah, he gooped.
Yeah, it's my favorite
Ridiculous planet we live on.
petty lawsuit. Like, you can't use the word slime. You can't call your thing the Ghostbusters.
That's as bad as the real Ghostbusters.
Right.
The whole lawsuit around that.
Yeah, it was nuts and disappointing because I definitely also was promised like up next Ghostbusters. Then you put it on, you're like, who are these two guys and a monkey?
Let's go,
like, where
Ghostbusters. Let's go.
Yeah, was not a fair thing to do to kids. Just let the Ghostbusters.
I liked that cartoon though. It was good.
Did you?
Yeah, I liked it. I thought the characters were great. I didn't know it was based on an old TV show. I had no idea.
Yeah,
but I like the
standards.
toys.
The standards for TV and for children in 1975 was a very low bar.
Well, I've seen images of the old TV show, and I was sort of like, well, that's crazy. But the cartoon for Ghostbusters, the Filmation one, is technically a sequel to the live action
Right,
original
sons,
Ghostbusters because they're the kids of. But I think Tracy's original gorilla. But I thought it was fun. You know, had some great voice
I
actors
probably
in it.
never gave it a fair chance because I just wanted it to be the real Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but I thought it was good. Prime Evil, what a cool name for a bad guy.
Right.
You know, and they leaned into the monsters pretty heavy too. Like Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters, there was a lot more monsters than there were ghosts. But they really leaned into the monsters.
You know why Adam actually hated that Ghostbusters cartoon? Because this was his first, or he assumed at the time that he thought it was the first mashup he'd seen where they put Planet of the Apes and Ghostbusters together.
And unfortunately, it was an animated version of Time After Time.
Oh,
So that Adam, did you see that? Did you see that animation first? That show first?
No, so I saw the ghost, like the real Ghostbusters was doing it first, any Ghostbusters. But TV was so regional then, right? So like we had our channels, and if you drove an hour away, it was like a different region of television.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually went to Thunder Bay for a weekend and stayed in a hotel, and we were up in Thunder Bay, and I saw like, oh, up next Ghostbusters. And I was like, all right, this is a great vacation. And I put it on, and that nonsense came on, and I was like, what is going on? The Ghostbusters in Thunder Bay are awful.
He trashed the hotel room.
Yeah, I was on a tangent. Just like,
for my boy.
Yeah. But it again, being so regional, like I never saw the cartoon Silverhawks as a kid. I saw the toys, but like we just never got it because it was these little, like we had Channel 7 from Detroit was our like channel we got. It was a different time. A better time, I think. So did Zazel get zapped? Did he get stuck in a trap?
Nah, I just got up to grab a drink.
Very, very good.
Just as well.
All right.
Gazz was about to leave.
Well, guys, we're up to about the hour point right now, and I promised my daughter I'll watch some more spooky movies with her tonight. But I wanted to thank you guys for coming on and talking Ghostbusters. Scott, thanks for joining us. This ragtag
Thanks for having me.
group of Ghostbusters here. We're all just mucking about.
It's
This was
fans.
awesome, fellas. Definitely made me feel good.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's been great to hang out. You guys all have a great Halloween or a great November 1st, And Scott, again, thanks for joining us. Nate, Gaz.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Always the best. We'll
Guys,
talk to you
nice
guys
to meet
real
you.
soon.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
We'll see.